Hello, my name's Melanie Cossins from Think Creative Group, and I'm talking about Minecraft today and the connection through creativity during the pandemic and beyond. So what on earth is Minecraft? Perhaps you've absolutely no idea what Minecraft is, and you are the lucky ones. If you've heard of it, you might just think it's about blocks. If you've got children, you're most likely to have heard of Minecraft, and maybe they also play the game. If you play Minecraft with your children as well, maybe that's you. And like me, if you've got a neurodivergent child, Minecraft is quite likely to be their special interest. Minecraft is a 3D sandbox game which allows players to a greater degree of creativity. Sandbox derives from the nature of a sandpit that lets children create nearly anything they want within it. The game is made up mainly of cubes and fluids, and players can pick up and place these blocks to build things. There is also something called redstone, which allows the creation of electrical circuits and mechanical devices, allowing players to build complex systems. There are two game modes mostly used in Minecraft: creative and survival. When my son Zane was very young, let's say he was a handful, I knew something was different, but I didn't know what. My basic knowledge of autism was no eye contact, in a world of their own, non-speaking, and these did not describe my son. At 6 we pulled him out of school. There were difficulties around his behaviour, regular meltdowns after school, continence issues, and after meeting with the head who said there are other children with more needs in his class, we thought it was our best option. Zane was finally diagnosed autistic at 7 after 4 years of battling with the NHS and me thinking I was going crazy. I have read a lot since, and I've discovered he's also ADHD and PDA. Shortly after Zane came out of school, my daughter Ariana was removed from secondary school with high anxiety. They are now 17 and still struggling, very likely to be autistic, ADHD and PDA. As a home educating family, we started to settle quite well into what suited both my kids. We were able to do things we hadn't done before: trampolining, visits to castles, animation workshops, and even an archaeological dig. We were 2 years in and then the pandemic hit. We went into lockdown and all our groups stopped. The pandemic hit my kids hard. At first we got out for walks and they could come, but 6 months down the line things weren't looking much better. And we were back in another lockdown. Their anxiety rose and their lack of groups, meeting people, had come to a standstill. Over the years, the thing I've discovered about the autism spectrum is that it is huge, and not one autistic person is like another. Everyone is different. However, there's usually one thing that most share, and that is a special interest. Many children have interests they love when they are young. Autistic kids tend to have very long and deep interests. When Zane was around 5, he started to talk non-stop. He had found his special interest, Minecraft. I remember going on walks with the dog and tried to have a conversation with him about different things. However, unless it was about Minecraft, I just had no chance. So this is me. I admit I found it really difficult to engage with him because Minecraft is all he talked about. I needed to enter his world to connect in a better way and help create trust and reduce his anxieties. So as the saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. It was then I discussed with Ariana about a Minecraft server. They have played since they were 7 and still love playing. Together we set up a server which would have games to play to help my kids develop new friendships. This was the start of Minecraft Funtime Games. I started to post in home educating and neurodivergent Facebook groups, as I thought these would be the best places for my kids to make new friends. Quite quickly we gained a few players, one who still comes on and plays today and is still friends with Zane, although they often fall out. Ariana started to build a few games. I was a noob. That's Minecraft speak for a new player with absolutely no knowledge or skills in Minecraft. The first games were the Build Battle Arena, where players are given a theme and have 10 minutes to build to that theme, and then they are judged. Fish and Chips is a game where two players compete to catch fish, harvest potatoes and cook them. Who has the most at the end of 5 minutes wins. There was also an archery game to practice your shooting skills, a game called Pumpkin Smash, which is a game of collecting pumpkins and whoever has the most wins. What we noticed was that Build Battle was the most popular. However, kids also wanted to build their own things on the server. Sometimes this would be by themselves or maybe with another player. We encouraged them to find a space on the server and build whatever they wanted. We started to arrange creative building sessions with some ideas to help those who didn't know what to build, and these were and still are very popular. We have a Facebook group with nearly 300 parents, a server list and even a website. The idea is to showcase what the kids have done and lots of pictures get posted in the group. This is me. It really is. Well, this is my Minecraft avatar and a skin I designed. Just one of the few creative things you can do as part of Minecraft. So what other ways can you be creative in Minecraft? Here's a list of a few things I came up with. Firstly, architecture. There's plenty of buildings on our server, from restaurants to houses, bakeries, fire stations, hospitals, a detective agency, police station. My son has also built a gigantic Hello Neighbour house on the server. That's from his favourite game. You can also make sculptures, and the kids love to express what they love, such as their favourite cartoon characters like Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Huggy Wuggy and the characters from Five Nights at Freddy's. They also like to show us what films they like. For example, Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer are also part of our server. And we also get sometimes mythical creatures like golems and many other kind of sculptures. You might not know this, but you can actually create music within the game on Minecraft. This is done by using note blocks available in the game, and you place other blocks underneath them to create different sounds, for example, guitar, chimes, bass drum. And here's an example for you to listen to. Fashion design. As you saw above, I designed my own skin. It isn't very good. However, you can design lots of different types of skins or fashion if you like, using an external program called Skindex and importing this into the game. Landscape design. So not just about building structures, but altering the land around them, adding waterfalls, slopes, ponds, flowers, grasses, farmland for animals and crops, textures, using things like sand, dirt and stone. There's a lot of acting and role-playing that happens on our server, and this takes place really randomly and without force. For example, my daughter built the boar hat from a TV show she likes, and this has food and drink available in it, and quite often the kids from the server will go into the boar hat and they will ask for food or drink or whatever's on the menu, and they will pretend that they're eating it, that they're taking money in exchange for these. Interior design. So it's not just about buildings on the outside, but also what's on the inside. And there's one particular player on our server who absolutely loves decorating the inside of houses, using banners for curtains and stairs as chairs or sofas, and trapdoors as tabletops. Pixel art. Well, I think this is quite an obvious one. Pixel is small blocks, and in Minecraft they're really, really big blocks. So we've got quite a few pixel art designs on the server. Moving art. This isn't on our server just yet. However, I'd really like to show you this artist, KN Kevin, who's a YouTuber, and I think this is amazing. Movies. Believe it or not, we're currently making a movie on our server. So we've started with the story. We all got together and decided what the story would be and who the characters were. Script writing. We've been doing some storyboarding and designing our skins, our costumes. There'll be some directing involved in that, camera operators, sound effects and music, and of course, acting. All of these creative aspects inspire and can lead to other things and do. I've seen this with my own son, learning to edit, present videos, plan sequences and scripts for his YouTube videos. This also has led to modding, animation and drawing his own characters. After seeing all this and knowing that Minecraft is a passion for many, I am now running Arts Award through Minecraft. These are just some of the events that we've run and organised on our server. Some of these have been made by the kids and we've just helped them organise and moderate the game. We've got games like Sardines, Hide the Nugget, Treasure Hunt, FNAF, Prison Break, Spies, Build Battle, Master Build, Team Build, Build Battle Twist, Memory Game, and a cook-off which was a role play. And of course an Easter game which we made up called Egg Smash. We've had lots of creative builds on the server, such as a ravine build, mountain build, ice build, 12 Days of Christmas, a Christmas challenge, a Viking build, pumpkin carving, skin design and decorating eggs. What was really interesting was that the kids wanted to teach each other the things that they knew. And so we let them run some tutorials of their own, including a redstone staircase trapdoor, houses and a Jeb door. Sometimes we also run events on the server to help everyone connect together on special occasions, for instance bonfire night, Christmas and birthday parties. What is creative play? I found this quote by the British Council. Creative play is increasingly recognised as an interactive process that facilitates experimentation and improvisation, risk-taking, reimagining and reusing, and exploring possibilities in a playful manner, where freedom to participate lies with the players. I've highlighted some of the words in this quote as I've seen examples of these during my time on the server. For example, experimentation. And kids try out different things. They may not have made music before in Minecraft or used redstone, and they often challenge themselves. Improvisation. As I mentioned before, role-playing takes place quite often and randomly, and my daughter is really good at this with kids. For an example, and this happens really naturally without force. One player decided he'd broken his leg after falling off a building in Minecraft. We'd just built a hospital and my daughter responded by rowing a boat, the hospital's ambulance, down the road we had made to collect the injured player and take him to hospital. This roleplay adventure lasted for a good 30 minutes or so, and just hearing them improvising, acting, creating was really good to hear and watch. Reimagining. Building their own houses that they live in real life on the Minecraft server. We also have different versions of games. For example, Minecraft Bed Wars becomes Chicken Wars, and things like FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's video games being built on the server in a different way. There's also a game called Capture the Wool, which is an example of a slight change to Capture the Flag. Reusing. finding another way to use what they've already built, and you'll see some examples on the video at the end. The last line of this quote is really important to me and important to how our server runs. We don't force participation, but rather try and work with the child. If they have an idea, we'll support it. Here is another quote by a paediatrician and psychoanalyst, Donald Woods Winnicott. It is in playing and only in playing that the individual child or adult is able to be creative and to use the whole personality, and it is only in being creative that the individual discovers the self. That's certainly something to think about. As a mum of a neurodivergent child, I've done a lot of reading, and lagging skills is a term I came across after reading Dr. Ross Greene's Explosive Child. The idea is to identify those cognitive skills a child is lacking and work with a child to development. This is something that I personally have been trying to do with my son. One of his lagging skills I first worked on was difficulty managing emotional response to frustration so as to think rationally. My son is a perfectionist. He hates competition and hates to fail. When he first came out of school, we started some online computer programs in maths and English. He would often get frustrated, and timed tests were the worst. If he couldn't do something, the frustration would end in a meltdown, often with doors being slammed, trash in his room, hitting people or throwing objects. Over time, we worked on the ability to go back to something he found difficult, not making a fuss and no pressure. Finally, he is in a place where he has the resilience to carry on trying other things. Of course, he still gets frustrated at times, as we all do. I have seen this lead to him working things out for himself, and he does most of the time. I wanted to share some feedback that parents have sent us, as I feel these relate to some of the lagging skills that perhaps the server could help with. Hi, I just wanted to say thank you for giving our joint third place in the build battle yesterday. He has autism, which makes processing information tricky for him. He had been so looking forward to the build battle, but I think he was confused a bit with the instructions, and when he realised he built the wrong thing in the first round, he was really upset and embarrassed, and I thought he was going to quit. To his credit, he managed to carry on, but he was on the verge of tears the whole time. But when the results were being announced and he saw he got third place, you could see it all lift and he was happy again. He said he felt proud of himself for it and said he will even join in the next build battle and try again. This is huge for R because of the autism. He also has a very fixed mindset. So if something goes wrong, he will usually refuse to ever try it again. I think it was a great learning experience for him, and I'm really proud he managed to see it through. So I see this as the same lagging skill as my son, difficulty managing emotional response to frustration so as to think rationally. This is a message sent to me by a parent of an autistic PDA who is often in fight mode. This is a good example of addressing the lagging skill, difficulty starting conversations, entering groups, connection with people, and lacks other basic social skills. I just want to thank you for being so understanding the other week. We have seen a different Elle since she's been chatting on the server, and she says she has friends now. It's hard when you've got a child that doesn't understand the rights and wrongs of interacting, but we will keep telling her the rules and hopefully this will help. Normally she's really quiet when on chat, as she doesn't like us to hear, but she's so confident and loud now. It's been amazing for her self-esteem, I think because it's based around a game she loves and is knowledgeable on. It's really helping her grow. This message is an example of the lagging skill, difficulty empathising with others, appreciating another person's perspective or point of view. I just wanted to relay a message from Em. Thank you for choosing me to be a judge, it was really fun. And from me, thanks so much for including him in the event in that way. It was very kind, and not only was it a great experience for him, which he thoroughly enjoyed, but it also put him in a position where he was able to be really mature and vote someone he doesn't get on with highly because he thought their skin was really good. We were really impressed by learning that when it slipped out. Here are some of the outcomes and goals we have on the server. We like to create a safe space for everyone to connect. So we offer a moderated hour each day, which might be an event or just free play. We also have a Discord channel, which allows players to connect with each other by text or voice, and they can use this at any time. Some channels are server specific. However, the text chat channels allow them to connect when they're not on the server. We have moderators and settings to make sure this stays a safe space. And it's often a lot easier for a neurodivergent person to communicate without the added layer of face-to-face. Confidence and self-esteem. We've seen some of this reflected in the lagging skills I talked about earlier. However, there are many more messages I've received from parents. For example, Funtimes has done wonders for Brody. In his words, he feels like he belongs there and everyone is so nice. His self-confidence and self-worth has improved so much since joining. Now there's two things that I think are significant to good mental health: autonomy and control. So we like to give autonomy on the server, and that's the choice to participate in an event or be part of the event somehow. So that might be, for example, in the message I read out before about becoming a judge for one of the games. Letting the kids have the freedom to create what they want to, what they're inspired to. It's their choice. And one of the parents wrote to me and said, "What we love about the server and the people is that there's no expectations for you to commit to being there. My son finds any social interaction very difficult, but just yesterday he managed to go on the server and join in an activity. He even used Discord. Nobody said anything about where he has been or made a fuss. It was such a nice space to be in. The people that give up their time to run the server and the events are there for you in real time, just checking in every now and then but offering friendship and support." Control, having an element of control over what you can do is really important. We let them run games, we give them help if they need it and support. They can take part in event builds or just build their own thing and run tutorials if they wish. Friendships. This is a lovely bit of feedback I received from a parent. "My two 8-year-olds love joining in with activities on the server. They've made friends who they enjoy meeting up with on there and also now subsequently on their own Minecraft games. I know when my children are in Funtime Games they are safe, they are being creative, they are being included, their ideas listened to, and they feel like they belong." Creative development. This is definitely a good place to be. When I lost a lot of my work during COVID, creative development. The server is definitely a good place to be. When I lost all my work, the singing and the music is generally my creativity go-to. However, I didn't have that anymore during the pandemic, and I found a new love of creating things within Minecraft. Again, I was free to create, imagine and be inspired by others and just build what you love. We create a safe and supportive environment, and here's how it's helped some of the kids in their own words. We're nearly at the end of my presentation. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. But I wanted to let you know what's next for us. We're currently making a movie on the server, as I explained before, and this can be a part of the Arts Award. What I would love to do with the server is run some one-to-one sessions to help those children that need more support in meeting some of those outcomes and goals I mentioned earlier. The kids have also said they want more events and more sessions at different times. And we want to continue to get more involved in creativity and the arts through the Arts Award, as this can lead on to so much more. We just need a little bit of funding to help us grow and run these extra things. I have a short video to show you of just a part of our server. It has grown so much over the past year and a half. If anyone has any questions, feel free to get in touch with me. mel@thinkcreativegroup.com, and creative is spelled C-R-E with the number 8 T-I-V-E. That's mel@thinkcreativegroup.com. Thank you for listening.